Welcome to Bluegrass Brooklyn, our podcast all about the music we love, straight from the bluegrass borough of Brooklyn, New York.
Heart of Chinatown, outside it's just the cold December rain, heading home to Brooklyn on a slow rolling train. I put on Bill Monroe.
Welcome to this Festival Alert edition of the Bluegrass Brooklyn podcast. I'm your host, Liz Wolfe. And on these Festival Alert editions, we like to tell you about festivals you may not have heard about, but we think you should. And today we're highlighting the Podunk Bluegrass Festival up in Goshen, Connecticut. It's going to be held in 2026 on August 5th through 9th. And I spoke with one of the volunteers and festival organizers, Shanna Connor. She gives us lots of insights into this festival, which has been named the #1 festival in Connecticut for 2 years in a row. So we hope you enjoy this festival edition. In the meantime, please remember to follow us on all our social media, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. You can find us online at bluegrassbrooklyn.com, Brooklyn spelled BKLYN. And of course, you can always drop us a line. Reach out to Mike at bluegrassbrooklyn.com. And if you're looking for jams in Uptown Manhattan, Riverdale, the Bronx, in New Jersey, and increasingly around the world, please visit bluegrassjamsnearme.com. Okay, let's get to the interview.
Started singing this refrain, heading home to Brooklyn on a slow rolling train.
Hello, I am welcoming onto the show today Shanna Connor. I met Shanna because of the Podunk Festival, which happens every summer in Goshen, Connecticut at the Goshen Fairgrounds. This usually takes place on the second weekend in August, this year being August 5th through 9th. So welcome, Shanna.
Hi, Liz. Thanks so much for having me.
I went to Podunk for the first time last year because Shanna was gracious enough to agree that I would come and do a Podunk festival recap. It was my first time at Podunk. And so there is an episode if people want to go listen. But of course, I immediately said, Shanna, I want to come back this year. And then we could set up this interview so I could find out from your perspective more about Podunk and encourage people to go. So you have a little piece of news. Want to tell the listeners about that?
Yes, we were voted the best festival in the state of Connecticut for the second year in a row, which is very exciting. It's nice to be acknowledged in that way. We're happy to announce that and really appreciative of everyone that voted for us.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So you obviously have something going for you. Otherwise, people wouldn't be voting for that. Because I think there's some other really great festivals happening in Connecticut. Of course, not just bluegrass festivals, but other festivals as well. Mm-hmm. So what do you think would have people want to vote you as the best festival second year in a row?
Well, I would have to say there's the obvious, the great music, the artists from all over the country and out of the country. We have Jig Jam this year from Ireland. We have the workshops, the vendors, kids' activities. We have a lot of things that a lot of bluegrass festivals have, but we also have just a great community, and other festivals have this too, but I think you saw it when you came last year, and I know you said in the first podcast, the picking at night, the hanging out at the campgrounds, seeing your friends year after year. That is, I think, what really keeps coming back, besides the lineup and all the great activities, is just being able to hang out with what we call the bluegrass family.
That's right. That's what I'm already looking forward to this year, is going back and seeing some of the people that I met last year. And also just to remind people that it's flat.
Yes.
It's on the fairgrounds, so it's flat. And a lot of this stuff happens in fairgrounds buildings, which is really great as well.
Yes, it is flat, nice camping, nice grassy areas. There's some shade, some sun. And then especially if you're a tent camper, there's real toilets and a real shower, and that kind of stuff could really mean something for us festival goers too, right?
That's right. And not only that, but the porta potties were better quality porta potties. I remember they had a light inside them.
We try to put those little touches on. We know that stuff's important too. We want them to be very clean, and we even have phone numbers in there. Like you can call the Podunk Potty Posse and we'll get right over there and clean them if you find anything wrong. All of our volunteers pitch in. We really want people to have a good time in a nice, safe, clean environment.
How many volunteers do you have?
We try to have at least 150. We could actually use some more help. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, so we're actually all volunteers, even the people that work year round. We accept newbies, even if you've never done it before, no problem. We will train you. You know, it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to get involved in a festival behind the scenes. So we do need quite a few volunteers, though, to keep it running. Anything from working at the stages to selling tickets or T-shirts in our parking lots, in the kitchen. We have a lot of different volunteer roles. So yeah, we'd love to have anyone apply or at least read about it if they're interested.
Yeah, and then they get to come to the festival for free.
Yeah. Free ticket, free T-shirt. We do a volunteer dinner, raffles. We do our best. We obviously really appreciate our volunteers and we put them to work, but there's plenty of time to have fun too and enjoy the festival. There's a nice balance of both. So.
And how did you come to be such a major volunteer at Podunk yourself?
I just have been going to festivals for years. I grew up, I was a festival kid. I grew up at them and I was just a fan. And I've been going not as long as some folks, but I did start going back when the festival was in East Hartford at its original location. And I just fell in love with it and then just started helping out a little bit. And then before I knew it, I was helping out a little more and a little more. And so I also just have a soft spot for the fact that we are a nonprofit organization and that everyone's a volunteer. And no one gets paid $1 and everyone's just putting all the work into it just so we can keep bringing the festival to the fans and keep bringing bluegrass music to Connecticut like we have for the last 28 years. So yeah, I've just got more involved over the years and I've really enjoyed it.
So 28 years, it's 2 different locations and it keeps going. How many people on the board?
8. Yeah.
8 people. Okay. And you all are working year round to make this festival happen. Last fall, I saw things already happening on social media.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's definitely a year-round job. And especially if you want to hire artists, you got to book them early. You know, we'll start thinking about next year's artists really early on in the year and always looking for ways to improve. We send out a survey every year. We read every comment. And we're always looking to improve in areas that might need a little attention.
And tell us about the headliners you have this year.
It's a really great lineup. We always have a lot of women groups. I know, Liz, you like to highlight women in bluegrass. Okay, so we have the Woodbox Heroes, which in my opinion is a super group. Those artists have played with everyone on some very big stages, so they're going to be fun. They're kind of newer, but not newer to music, right? And Gibson Brothers, that brother harmony, they're always a favorite. We're so glad to have them back. Jig Jam will be making their debut. They're an Irish bluegrass band. They're a ton of fun, very high energy. That's going to be great. Becky Bueller is one of our women bands. Rick Farris Band, Downriver Collective, that lead singer, woman vocals, incredible. I don't know if you've heard them yet, but you got to check them out. Donnie Lissy, the Price Sisters, the Cody Sisters. We have some of our bands that have won former band competitions with us coming back. Asheville Mountain Boys, which are very traditional out of North Carolina. It's a really good variety this year. Crying Uncle, songs from the road bands. Yeah, all good stuff. It's exciting.
And everybody should go back and listen to the other podcast where I actually talk about all the different stages that you have. But for those people that haven't heard that yet, there's a main stage and then there's Housatonic stage?
Yeah, Housatonic stage there's some really good talent over there too. It's actually tough to know which stage to go to sometimes. Is like regional and masters and beyond. And then we have a third stage, which is primarily workshops, but you might see a performance or two over there too. The Litchfield stage, the lineups for other stages are out and on our website. And I hope people will check them out before they come and get a little taste of them and figure out who you want to go see because they're all fantastic. I've heard all of them.
So do you have a favorite Podunk story?
Favorite Podunk story? I have a couple, but the one that pops into my head is we had some rain one year and we had the Steep Canyon Rangers had just pulled in with their bus and so rain's no big deal, but there was a little lightning too. So we had to make a choice. And they were like, we still really want to play. And we just had to make sure it was a safe location. So we moved them into one of the barns, and everyone just kind of gathered in, and we just moved some tables aside, and they did an all acoustic set. And it was very memorable. It just felt like it was a backyard party, even though it was a main stage Grammy-winning award artists were right there in front of us. So that was a good one. Yep.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Well, I think that that's part of the character is those barns and the activities that people actually camp in them. And then you have the different places where people can go and get out of the rain, which is
Right.
really great. It didn't rain when I was there last year, but
No, it was gorgeous last year. Yeah, no, it's great. But just, of course, it was just during that one little set that we had that. But we made it happen, and it actually became really magical.
so are you a musician?
I am not. So believe me, I wish I was. And I gave it the old college try when I was younger, but I don't think it's meant for me. So I'm just a big fan.
I love the people that haven't yet mastered or incorporated being a musician into their life,
Mhm.
still being such avid supporters of our genre of music, bluegrass. And I think that is so important that just it's important to have that support as it
Mhm.
is to be in it playing.
Yeah, as much as I would love to be right in the middle of that jam session with you, I'm not that talented, but I just love being a fan and listening. And some of us that are working Podunk don't get too much time to go listen to the show, but I go to other festivals too, so I sneak in plenty of bluegrass.
And so what do you imagine when you're in those board meetings? What are some of the challenges that you see and that you think you'd like to overcome for moving forward?
We have the same challenges that probably every festival are facing right now. Costs have risen a lot. The need for volunteers, there's definitely some challenges. And you just have to communicate. We just talk a lot about it and figure out what we're going to do. And as long as we can keep having the festival and keep bringing it to people in Connecticut, we're happy.
How many attendees do you get?
So I consider ourselves a pretty small festival. There's always plenty of space. Maybe 1,500 people total once you count everybody up, like on the weekends. But there's definitely a small festival. You're never going to have a problem coming and finding a camping spot or putting your chair down at the music or getting a spot at a stage. We do like that we're kind of small and more intimate of a festival, although we enjoy the bigger ones too. But yeah, I would definitely consider ourselves on the smaller side.
Well, there's certainly something to be said for being able to drive in and not have to fight with anybody for a camping spot.
Right. Yeah, that's really nice. People call and say, do I have to get there on Wednesday when your gates open? We're like, not really. If you have to work, roll in on Friday if that's what you need to do. It's pretty chill in that way.
Yeah. It eliminates the stress of it.
Yeah.
That you can find. And who wants stress with a with a bluegrass festival? And,
Right.
you can only go to so many jams anyway. So
Right.
there's still plenty to go to for sure. Plenty.
Right. Right.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on to speak with me today. I personally am a huge Gibson Brothers fan and haven't seen Woodbox Heroes, but look forward to that. And I really do appreciate your support of women, especially a lot of sisters. Didn't you have the Burnett sisters last year?
Yeah. Yeah. Last couple of years has been a lot of sister bands. It's great. Then you get that sister harmony. Yeah.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, I'm a huge Gibson Brothers fan too. We're really excited, like I said earlier, to have them back. And another great thing about festivals too is that you'll catch a lot of these artists at their merch booth after the show, just hanging out. You can go talk them up, maybe support them and buy some of their merchandise or just say hello. Kids like to grab an autograph. So that's just another thing about these smaller festivals is that it just really does feel like one big community.
Yes. So as a reminder, Podunk Festival, Goshen, Connecticut at the Goshen Fairgrounds this year, August 5th through 9th.
If there's any questions, podunkbluegrass.com, or you can email us at info@podunkbluegrass.com. I'll probably be the one to answer your email. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to call or email. We're happy to answer any that weren't answered today. And I'll definitely see you there, Liz.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, I am definitely heading up to the Podunk Festival this year. Had a great time when I was there last year. Of course, you can check out my podcast episode where I regale you with all of my adventures from last year. Can't wait to see this amazing lineup they have going on this year. Top pick for me, definitely the Gibson Brothers. I love them so much. Well, thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe to our podcast, share it with your friends and family, and anyone that you know that loves bluegrass. It's so wonderful to know that we are expanding our reach and finding more and more bluegrass musicians throughout not just the United States, but the entire world. So you can follow us online at Bluegrass Brooklyn. That's spelled BKLYN, bluegrassbrooklyn.com. And of course, you can reach out to Mike at bluegrassbrooklyn.com, or you can reach out to me at liz@bluegrassjamsnearme.com. We look forward to seeing you around the jam circle.
We'd like to thank our sponsors. We learn and grow with Peghead Nation's world-class instructors and online courses. And we're powered by Ear Trumpet Labs microphones. That's why we sound so good.